where we are trying to better ourselves as players, beings. Um, on our show today, we have Zero on our top left,
Hey,
Zyler on the bottom left, and then the band in the sunglasses on the right is Polytrix. Also,
Respect my privacy.
scared of everyone. Um, we might be calling each other by our first names. So the left of me, John, Zyler, top left, Cody, Zero, and above me is Adam, Polytrix. I am Gilly or Jake. All right. Now, Zyler, how did you get into games? What made you want to do this podcast? Why waste this hour of your night?
Well, I'm not doing anything better.
All right.
Let's see. How did I get into games? Um, been gaming pretty much my whole life. Started out. I think my first console was either the Game Boy or the N64. Which one I got? But Pokemon and all that stuff on the N64. Had the Smash Bros, Diddy Kong Racing, nice,
The classics.
the classics.
Classic.
Yeah, started off with those. Um, really enjoyed them. Just got into them more. My godfather had his own computer company, so I got like a computer when I was like 8, which that's pretty common now, but for my generation, that was not very common. There's like a picture of me sitting on his lap and we're playing Doom, and I'm like 3 months old, so for my whole life.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, so started off with those games. Cody and I, actually, Cody's the one who got me into Counter-Strike. That was probably one of our first, like, serious competitive games.
Yep.
We got pretty into that. His cousin, like, pretty good and kind of trained us. So we competed in Cal a bit. We were, like, the youngest people in that. We never got to the top league or anything, but we were, like, 11 at the time. Cody was, like, 9.
Awesome.
So
Pretty
that was kind of our
good.
first, super competitiveness. Then from there, got into WoW with my dad. Started playing that like probably a month or 2 after it came out. We had a friend who played it, and then my dad got it, and then I got it from that. So played a lot of WoW, like a lot of WoW. That was my fat middle phase.
Okay.
And so I actually never leveled all the way to 60, but I just was too distracted playing the game, whatever. But at the same hand, like I would be with my dad when he would do the raid, and he'd let me do the fights. So I've like personally raided bosses in Naxxramas during live vanilla, while having at the same time never leveled. Kind of an interesting duality of experience.
So you skip that middle ground of having to grind
Yeah,
countless
exactly.
hours of farming. Instead, you have
Yep.
to go to school. Oh no.
I think I got to like
It was like 56 or
I was
57.
in like the high 40s for a while, and then my dad grinded me for a bit. So I remember doing Alterac Valley on my own character, so I was at least 50. But I pretty much just played Battleground.
Phrasing.
And, yeah, I heard it. When you said it. But yeah, I pretty much played Battlegrounds and wall jump, messed
Nice.
around.
Yeah.
Then from then on, after that, got into high school. Call of Duty became all the rage with COD 4, Modern Warfare 2.
That's where
Played
we
a lot
met.
of those.
That's where we met.
Yeah, and that's where I met Jake in Modern Warfare 3 through a mutual friend. We partied up. Yep, Noah. Yeah, it was pretty good in COD. Kyle and I went to COD XP, and we won a COD tournament there. That was pretty fun. Yeah, let's see. Since then, after COD, got into League. That's where Adam and I became friends. Adam and I had a kind of introducing everyone here.
We became friends in college class. Come on.
Yeah, I was getting into that. We met at a college class, but like we became friends by playing League together pretty much.
You know who the center of this group is then?
Apparently it's me, yeah. Not Jake. Sorry. I know it's your stream, but
It's not. It's all of our.
yeah.
Wow, what a giver.
So yeah, played League for a while. Don't play that anymore. Played that for years though. Since then,
I
Dead game.
do.
yeah, dead game.
Dead game.
Since then, I played Legion. I have BFA pre-purchased. Played WoD for like 2 months. God, that was Legion was all right. The rating was other than that, it got boring.
Yeah.
Since then, basically, well, pretty much throughout this whole time, I played a lot of vanilla private. That's like my main, but that's the next.
All right.
So yeah, that's kind of my intro, I guess.
All right.
I'm a graduate from Arizona State. Yeah, working in field of real estate.
Awesome. All right. Now, Cody.
All right.
Now let's
my time to shine.
let's give you
What's the
this.
vote for that? My turn to talk.
I don't know. Hey, John, you were cutting out a little bit on that. Can you? I think you got just.
Oh, let me if I move it.
That was
closer,
good. That's
I
good.
cut out.
All right. Now, Cody, you sound great though.
Always. Well, so my name's Cody. I guess I'll start with how I got into gaming. John kind of introduced it. Started out with Counter-Strike, like middle school for me. And like he said, we had a little pro stint. Wasn't even hitting puberty. It was a weird time.
Still banging moms on the internet.
Man, why you gotta say it like that? So quickly moving along. I really actually wasn't into gaming at all before that. I had like a console that my dad bought. My dad was in the Navy intelligence, and that he had access to PC parts that he'd bring home. So even like at 3, we had a computer. It was weird. But really wasn't into gaming all that much. And then I met John, and I used to like ride my desktop on my handlebars across a freeway to get to his house so we could game together.
That had to be a great sight for the people driving by.
Oh my gosh, I looked like
Hilarious to
this
see.
dopey 11-year-old kid, like, oh,
With ET.
he got a
basket.
backpack that had all my,
Put
my
on
monitor
it.
and everything. Oh yeah, might as well have been. It was a sight for no
Those
one wanted
names
to
were
see.
great though, man.
But yeah, we pretty much an entire summer. It was like early morning hot pocket cup noodles to late nights, and that got me into gaming. And then as I progressed through, I played WoW with John. I played as he kind of worked through anything. As he started playing League, I played League, met Adam and Jake, and then I went through pretty much the same sequence as everyone else. Only difference is I really after Lich King I kind of like nixed WoW for the most part. I little stint of Legion, not much, but since then now actually I am a full-time own a marketing company, so I work from home, which is awesome. Also lets me play video games during the middle of the day, and so lately I've been playing with Adam. So pretty much and you guys called it a dead game, but 50% of the population of this podcast plays League of Legends. So
Perfectly balanced.
perfect. So yeah, that's kind of just playing more modern, getting back into MMOs now that I got the time. So that's my story. Got a wife and 2 boys. So that like outside of games and work, it's like a triple life I've got here.
Nice. Spin it all up. All right, and now our last, the man with the glasses. Actually, I'll go after Adam. I'll say a little about myself. But Adam, let us let us look behind the mask. All right, what's behind those glasses? What really digs? What's in your soul?
I'm a really reserved private person. Don't let the video go on. I'm just kidding. I just don't have a webcam yet. Maybe I'll get one later if we keep doing this.
FBI informant, actually.
I've been gaming since I was a kid. Since mid '90s, I played a lot of Command and Conquer with my dad and my uncle and my cousin, and also a couple older games like Road Rash and a little strategy game called Lords of the Realm. Those were the three main games I played on PC when I was younger. Later I got into like some RPGs like Fallout and played Warcraft 3 and then eventually got into World of Warcraft, just like pretty much everybody else that gamed at the time, and played a lot of vanilla and the Burning Crusade. Then didn't play so much after Burning Crusade. I didn't really play Lich King, and then from then on I've played a little bit of the expansions, but not a whole lot. So that's kind of my history of gaming. Of course, Cody and John mentioned I played a lot of League of Legends with them and some other things, and still gaming to this day. I work from home as well, like Cody. I'm a real estate agent, and a lot of times in the morning, Cody and I play games, play League of Legends still a little bit, and others. That's me.
All right, and then Adam, Tricks, all you ladies out there.
This is the dad stream.
I
No
think I'm the
kids
last
like Cody
single one left, so.
Yeah. So I guess I'll say a little something about myself. I'm Jake. I've been playing games for a very long time. I think I remember growing up, my parents and I lived with my mom, was a single mom, and she was broke. And I remember she finally got her tax return back. I don't remember her getting her tax return back, but she told me later on in the year. I didn't know about taxes. Right? But she got her tax return back, and she got my brother and I 2 Game Boy Colors. All right, with Pokemon. I think it was Pokemon Silver. 5 at the time, so that's 2000. All right, so I got that, and I was hooked. And I had to like teach myself how to read so I could play Pokemon Silver well.
Oh my gosh, ultimate
my mom
teacher.
would be driving, and I would be like asking her questions about game as she's driving. I mean, I'm surprised we're still here because she would read them without the lighting on. So you have to turn the light on in the car and then go under and read it.
You get one of those like little light attachments.
Yeah, I got one of those, like the alien one where
Yeah,
you got
I had
the
that.
rubber. Yeah, I got one of those finally.
Yeah. The original Don't Text and Drive, Don't Game Boy and Drive.
Yeah. And then after that, I got a Nintendo 64 from my grandparents, and I started playing like Smash Brothers and that. Pokemon games. I love Pokemon games. Everyone would. My grandpa had a PC at his house, and he had a Roller Coaster Tycoon. And one time we went to Target, and I saw this really cool looking orc thing on a box. That was Warcraft 3. And that is the game that really got me hooked to PC games. Ever since then, I've been playing PC. I mean, I also went through my Call of Duty phase on console. Actually, recently bought a PlayStation. That's just for the newer RPGs that are out there. Binged a lot of WoW. Yeah, I mean, that's me. A lot of WoW and video games all the time. Still doing it. I have a lovely fiance that lets me do it. She let me have the whole upstairs.
Make sure you let her
tonight.
hear that, okay?
I have an amazing fiance. All right.
You get brownie points every time, I think.
Got to get them everywhere you can.
Exactly. Because they deduct them way quicker than you can add.
She's gonna watch this.
Johnny, you taking notes?
I know it. She was talking over some of the topics. We're going back and forth with it. It was awesome. But yeah, that was about me. But our first topic is for today. Kind of leads in from this intro of all of us talking about what we had played in the past. So now, what are we playing now? We're just gonna go over like why we like these games, what interests us about these games, stuff like that. So now I'll start off with myself. I've been trying to get back into WoW, because it's a month before the expansion comes out. So I'm trying to see like what realm I'm gonna drop on off of my current realm. If I want to play Horde or Alliance, it's a toss up
The
for me right
life
now.
question.
Now it's hard. Those
Like,
Zandalarian trolls look
Faction,
awesome.
race,
They
class.
do look cool. I won't lie.
The druid. I rolled a druid with my 110 boost,
Hey, me too.
and it's a troll right now, and I'm willing to spend that $25 to switch it to a Zandalarian troll. They look so cool. If you see the different forms, problem is I'm resto, so I don't even get a different form. Bullshit.
Oh,
I've been playing Feral.
that's Druid's gotta be the worst class to ever do a race change on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ugh, I don't
You
know.
just like switch out mid raid just so you can be like, nah, I think I'm gonna stick to this so I can see myself.
Good. I would like to see my I work so hard on. Then I've been playing, Heroes of the Storm. I think for me working full time and I'm still going to school, getting my 30-year bachelor's.
Confirmed new
I
school program.
Heroes
Same as a mortgage, boys.
Heroes of the Storm is the only video game where I can leave for 4 months, come back, and still be a master level player. So no other game I can do that.
Jake's our
That's why I like it.
BattleNet bro.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's not. No, it's a horrible thing. Horrible. That game is. It's not good. If I could stay that good at League as I was, I would play League more.
Well, with the new, I'm not gonna get into it. I'll wait.
It looks awesome, but I played 80 carry, so I don't know.
That's what I played, and I'm just.
I heard they're still playable. All right, so those are the games I'm playing: Heroes, WoW, Out of War, I guess, and yeah, that's really it. What about you, John? What have you been up to?
Let's see, what have I been up to? Probably I haven't been playing a ton this past month actually. I've been out of town a lot. But probably the thing that's getting my most played time right now is I've been playing on vanilla private server.
Okay.
Not the big fresh launch Northdale. I played opening weekend up at 4 a.m. for that just because the clusterfuck is fun and I like it. But I did not want to grind out a one times leveling and go hard and get burnt out before. So I've been playing on Phoenix, which is 12 times rates. They have 24 times rates weekends pretty frequently, so I leveled on that. So I've been doing the PvP grind on that. I was rank 8, decayed to rank 7 when I was out of town. I might hit rank 9 on Tuesday.
All right.
Other than that, I have been playing some Realm Royale. Got kind of tired of PUBG. It seems to run worse and worse for me, despite them optimizing it. Like ever since Miramar came out, it just runs like shit. Every time I start shooting, like the frames drop and I can't win a gunfight. So that's really frustrating. Every now and then, I'll play the limited time modes, like the death matches or whatever.
All right.
And those are pretty fun. Let's see. Besides that, I'll hop on and do some custom games on like Warcraft 3 or StarCraft 2. Do a little Fortnite. I don't really like the gunplay too much, but it's fun to play with friends.
Different with Fortnite. I like the gunplay in Fortnite. I think the guns in that game everything seems to run so smoothly. It's like fluid.
Yeah.
If I shoot someone right in their face, I know it's gonna hit them right in their face. If I miss, it's my fault. That's what I feel like when I play Fortnite. The only thing I don't like about it is the building and then the double shotgun move you can do. I think that's like total bullshit. That you should have to reset your gun, switch back and sort. And that's like the big thing there. So
yeah, no, it's
feature.
If you get good at it, it's pretty fun to just shit on kids, but it's annoying to do, and it's even more annoying to have it done to you.
Yeah, that has like probably been the biggest thing is going from like playing really hardcore competitive to like having a family and not being able to like grind out the good anymore. Now I'm like, yeah, if I could commit like maybe another 10 hours a week, I could probably get really good at this, but not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah. And then like you said, I've been getting ready for BFA. And I casually like every other week do a mythic on my dungeon on my boosted druid. I'm like pretty much already done with my demon hunter because I already got the mage tower weapon. So I've been kind of gearing up my druid a bit, so that I can do the mage towers to get those skins. Because I feel like druid is the only one where it matters because it like changes your cat form, whereas the
Yeah.
other one's a weapon transmog. So I've been gearing him up so I can do the mage tower because once BFA drops, can't unlock those. And then, casually I play a little Overwatch, play Heroes with you every now and then. That pretty much covers everything I've been playing.
John,
I
you
can think of.
tilt out of heroes pretty quickly.
I do.
And Overwatch. We both tilt out of Overwatch.
Overwatch. If
Oh
because
my
people
God.
are so dumb.
I've been
If we
playing
were in
that
higher
too.
elo where people weren't dumb, I don't think we would tilt. But
All
I don't
right,
play
can I
enough.
just take 2 minutes to lay this out real quick?
Yeah.
Reformed and an almost reformed segment of our group here. And so if you're looking, the top row is our like level-headed
You've
players.
ascended.
And our bottom row
Yeah.
are like they're like John said, he just stops playing because he knows that's his reformed, is he just doesn't play it because he knows how mad he gets at the game.
I'm gonna have a red at the middle point, and and then the white on the top of it. So it's gonna be from up from here is gonna be white, and then down here is gonna be red.
As we start playing together and like one of us starts descending or ascending, we'll like change.
Just goes
the
up and
order.
down. It's a meter.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right, Cody.
All right, go back to it.
What have you been playing, Cody?
Well, Adam, I'm going to invite you to jump in here because, like Adam said, I mean, for the most part, when I'm playing, Adam's playing. Don't mean to hijack you here, Jake.
No, I mean like Adam needs to talk too. Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured like we can kind of jump in on this together. So, a game we've been playing together that I actually really enjoy is Divinity: Original Sin, the first one. We're on the first one, and I like it, at least, Adam. I don't know quite how you feel about it. Usually I'm the one that's like, oh, you want to play Divinity?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a cool co-op RPG experience, and I like how I think it does the best job of any co-op RPG I've played of letting both players like kind of have a little bit of control over what's happening. Like there's a thing in it where we can pick different dialogue options, and if we pick different ones, then it makes us play a little mini game against each other to decide who gets to win and what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's fun, like being able to interact with the outside world, but also like being able to interact against or with him at certain points. So like I'm playing a knight, I think it is, and so like I'll say something like, "Oh no, we shouldn't be killing these people," and you're playing like a ranger or something, and he'll be like, he'll be like, "I want the gold."
Yeah.
So that's a fun dynamic. It really, in my mind, incorporates like the awesome story of like Diablo 3. It's so in depth, everything's voiced, but it kind of has a little more strategic battle, and not like usually when I played Diablo 3 with John, like he would just stomp through everything, and I'd just be kind of running behind him like, I'm clicking, I'm clicking. So it gives me time to think about it. Do you have anything else to say on Divinity?
No, I mean it's the combat of it is great in terms of its strategy, and but like any turn-based combat, it is a little slow.
Oh, yeah.
Like it can be kind of a drag in the longer fights, and with Cody and I playing together, you can have a party of 4 characters, but we only have 2 people, and we can only control 2 of the 4. And weirdly, it only lets one person control
Like the
the
bots.
NPCs, like
Yeah.
the non-player characters in our parties. So it's kind of weird how I usually host the game and I have to control 3 characters and Cody only controls 1, and that makes it kind of
It
a
definitely
little weird.
prolongs it. Like,
I feel like
but
two and two would be much better.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have dabbled in that game a lot, and I had the second. I bought the second one too. Biggest thing with me, I love like digging into the story of it. I love the combat of it, but getting into that combat over and over and over again was my main gripe because it was fun in like a certain amount. If that makes sense, but then it just seems to like drag on a bit. Some fights. You guys understand? Or,
yeah,
like,
I mean
Yeah,
we're
totally.
we're level crap. We're what, like level 4, so we are not far into this game. Like I said, like this game is a grind, and we commit like maybe an hour or two a day, and we don't even play it all the time. So, but like if
Yeah.
you haven't gotten into it, and that's your cup of tea, I highly recommend it. I love it.
One sec.
And
Yeah,
the other one,
the dialogue is great. The
Yeah.
story is terrific.
Yeah.
the other one I want
I
to
do
get
like the
into.
story.
Yeah, the other one I want to get into here is and I'm going to be complaining. Is League, which is one that me and Adam play together, and son of a mother, we usually go dual, right? And so I'll be ADC, he goes support. But with these changes, like to begin with, I'm not very good. Just putting that out there. But also, like with these changes, and you go up against Brand's annoying to begin with, and like me and ban him, so annoying. Even just as a support, he was that annoying. And so now though, like I'll try to play like an ADC, and it just feels like they get this weird bruiser combo bottom, and the initiation's funky. Like for me, League, I actually still follow esports for League.
I do too.
Except for
it's
now.
still interesting
like,
to me. I try to say.
I don't want to jump too much into the esports, but like the meta for me is like I'm waiting for them to change it around because I personally don't like it. But I mean, I'm sure Adam is enjoying it more because like the support roles kind of become more dynamic.
Yeah, support is pretty fun right now. I mean, I like where it's at, but yeah, ADC is weird. Bot lane in general is just kind of in a weird spot right now.
So when I played League, I played AD carry, and carry got me to playing bottom lane because I play support every now and then. Got me to my highest rank, and highest I got was to my diamond promos, and I stopped playing. I got banned because I tilted in my diamond promos so hard because I was losing. Anyway,
Possibly reformed.
I could not play League bot lane with anything different than playing an carry. It has been. I'm not saying that what they did is a bad thing, but it would be so hard to adjust to something that's been the same for.
Well, I mean,
like that.
Esports has gotten blown apart because of they're literally swapping laners to the ADC role.
They're benching players. People are losing jobs. There's a job market crisis.
Like Sneaky.
Like Sneaky's got the cosplay gig going. He's fine.
80 carries are the new fax machine repair guys.
Oh, holy!
Quote me.
Holy! Just the amount of shade from
like they're just a non-factor.
Oh my gosh!
All right, I can't dive into it. I'll go off that one. That game has caused me so much hardship.
And then the last one I just got into today actually was Final Fantasy 14. I was looking to get back into a MMO, and I was like, I kept trying to motivate myself to play Elder Scrolls Online, which I played on launch, and I just I was kind of like, this isn't what I wanted, and couldn't get back into it. So played Fantasy 14 today, and I will say everyone says it, but the main storyline is kind of like just like cringy or like really hard to get through at certain points. Other points, it's actually really interesting, but it's actually fun. Combat's interesting. I'm playing a conjurer, and I literally just throw rocks right now. That's all I do
Conjure
right now.
rock.
Literally, it's like so.
So,
I'm
Are you
waiting.
still leveling until you get your second class, right? Because like
Yeah.
upgrade your
So
class, right?
at level 30, I believe I'm gonna go for white mage. So I'm just really gonna make myself hate my life because apparently it's like really hard to level as a white mage. So, but I want to heal. That's what I usually play in MMOs. And I know Adam has started it recently as well.
Yeah.
I cannot heal in MMO. I've tried.
Resto Druid.
I healed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't you a resto druid right now?
I could easily switch that over to Boomkin. I tried healing a LFR.
I was healer,
It's
but then
the
I
easiest thing to
DPS.
do in Legion.
I just AFK and try and mess with my bars and my hotkeys. There's got to be something I could do to make it better, but I never can. I did try. Back in WoD, I did heal my paladin, so I did well too. I remember that back in the Purple Rain days.
Purple Rain.
But I did dip. Have you played Final Fantasy at all, John? The MMO?
No, actually, that's one I've missed. I haven't played like any of the Final Fantasy. That's like my big gap. That and like Sony
Your
I've
mic
never
closer.
had. So yeah, that's like my big gap. I haven't done any Final Fantasies. That and Sony because I've never had a Sony console.
Okay.
I mean, I've played a lot of them at friends' houses, whatever, but no, I have not played this Final Fantasy. I know my friend Chris, this is like his main game, so he told me a bit about how you can swap between classes and level up each class's weapon, I guess is how it works. And yeah.
You kind of just have like one character in each class.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool. Adam and so we'll end this segment with what's on your mind? Divinity and
Well, I guess I'll continue the Final Fantasy talk. I've been playing Fantasy 14 recently. A couple of my friends were playing it the other day, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I've never played that. I've been looking to get into MMO again, and decided to get it. So I've been leveling Black Mage. It's a pretty cool game. I like the crafting system is more involved than other MMOs I've played. Like you actually have to like kind of think about what you're doing. They make you perform actions like as you're crafting things. Like you get different abilities as a crafter, and you have it's pretty cool. Not sure how to explain it other than that, but I like it. And like Cody said, I've been playing League of Legends and Divinity with him, and I've also been playing some Realm Royale and PUBG. Play Fortnite a little bit, but I don't really like the gunplay of it. I don't like the whole shotgun thing, and um, the building is cool, but I just don't like the guns that much. That's what I've been playing lately.
I think the build is the worst thing about that game.
The building tilts me. I stopped playing because of the building.
That it is so dumb that you just start getting shot at, and then you just build a tower just around you in like a second.
Spin.
You just spin. Yeah, I'm like, that is not a game. That is not a game. This is ridiculous.
I do think that the building idea, and even the way it works, is it's a very unique system, and it's got a lot of cool points to it. But I hate that the whole meta has evolved into just build lol, and it's like you can throw up a tower in like half a second. Like if it took longer,
like a cooldown,
and yeah, something like that.
All right, we are diving into this maybe we'll talk about Fortnite, the game, little other time. But now we're gonna jump into esports a little bit with Fortnite and PUBG, just how those scenes are going. Now I'm gonna start off with PUBG because I know less about it, and Cody studied up on it. I know they have their tournament coming up. I think it's Berlin. It's on the 25th, and it goes to the 29th, and the prize pool is $2 million for this.
Yeah.
Probably the operating cost for getting 100 different players, 100 different PCs, all those things right there. So,
Okay.
I mean, they had to do something here because, following the esports scene, like I guess I'll kind of dig into some of the like issues that's been following PUBG recently. Is like just with you guys kind of talked about it, right? Like the gunplay can be brutal in PUBG, and pros are stepping out and like they're blaming the company for not only just these issues, these unresolved bugs that have been like ongoing for like not just a little while, like an extended or like months and months. Which if you follow league esports, like everything's changing constantly and things are getting fixed all the time, and they have ways to work around it. Not with PUBG. Like it's just watching it alone is kind of jarring. Like there's just so much happening everywhere. It's hard enough to keep up where like even when you see an issue, it's kind of like maybe I just saw it wrong. Like it just happened. But the pros are blaming the company for that. But also the viewership for PUBG and esports in general, just like they had that huge spike, and then like it's just dropped since then. It's gotten bad, and a lot of these kids like quit school. Like you revolve the world around a sport. You expect the company to kind of like ante up a little bit too, right? And so I feel like this 2 million prize pool is kind of like a almost like an apology, kind of like them being like, well, we made a ton of money off the game. Like, if you guys aren't happy, like, we'll just up the prize pools since we're not solving the problems. Go ahead. It feels like you want to say something.
So I saw an article of post on Reddit. It said that PUBG has spent 0.03% of their, or Blue, whatever the name of the company is, Blue something.
Bluehole.
Yeah.
Well, spent 0.03% of their income on game development, on their workers. That's pitiful. And I mean, I don't see how a battle royale game can be where with the amount of randomness. With this, like, understand even if it's in squads and that kind of raises the randomness a little bit, there's still so many issues with that game where it doesn't make a fair playing field for everyone. It's not StarCraft, it's not League, it's not Overwatch.
Exactly.
It's not Halo, it's not Call of Duty.
I mean, the whole point of it being a battle is supposed to have this random element, right? Like sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. And that's cool if you're just playing it and you're like, oh man, a lot. Like I had a pistol, that's it. But it doesn't work as an esport. And I was watching Dr. Disrespect dive into this a little bit when it first came out. And he was talking about, like, someone asked him what would it take for PUBG to be an esport. First thing he said is like, eliminate the randomness. He's like, you can't have just random loot. It doesn't work. He's like,
that's like half the game. Like, what you're if that's the case, then you're gonna have to homogenize the whole map, and that's at that point it's not even gonna be fun to watch. Might as well watch Counter-Strike.
It really is. It's so.
I could see them doing like, this particular house in Pochinki always has an AK in this room and a shotgun in that room, whatever, and you learn every single spawn. But then it's kind of like Halo, where there's certain spots with power weapons, and certain teams are going to want to try to go there.
Well, the other aspect is you're watching it too, though, and not only is the loot randomized, but I was watching. I watched the Star Series the finale game, the final, and these people are dropping at the top of the map, and then military bases where the stars, and like half these teams get screwed because they can hardly loot. They gotta just bail to go to military, you know, and like they play it well. Obviously, they're smart and strategic, and some of them do like a delayed part, like, and you know, there's multiple ways to play it, but still, like, it just, while that's interesting, like, you really, there's just so much more random elements that makes it feel like it's easier for your team that you're rooting for to get screwed over, right? And confirmed girl stream. Just throwing that out there.
And dog. John's hoard out the dog.
I know.
Right?
Dog's been.
Been jumping back and forth.
And so yeah, it really, and the worst part for me is like, I was watching highlights, and you watch highlights, and like the highlights are the weirdest thing. Like,
They're jarring.
well, and
It's
they'll show highlights of a team getting a loot box, and you're kind of like, epic moment. You know, like there's not a lot of that epic moment. And you know, you're watching the finale, the game ends, and they're like, the team who won didn't even won because they like a point-based system. Like, it just doesn't have like
not
kind
rewarding.
of there's no reward as a team. It's kind of like, it's not easy to get into.
Because
Jarring's definitely a word for it.
what I saw, what I read up on, was the best way to balance it out was to put it into like a multi-round system and a point system. The problem with that is teams aren't getting eliminated the later you go in the rounds. So let's say team 1 loses five rounds in a row or whatever. They win the 6th round. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they win. They're not getting anything.
Well,
No,
often
that
with
was-
these point systems, like a team that just gets 4th every game will win the whole thing, and they didn't
win
even
anything.
win a single round.
Yeah, well, and it's weird because they try to balance it where you get kill points, but you also get points based on where your team ranked in each particular game. So there was a team in 4th that had 89 kills. Like, they were literally like, in other teams had like 112, 126, like 130, and this team that's ranked 4th has 89 kills. It's like, all right, so they ran the slow crawl maneuver,
Crawl.
and they got $9,000 or whatever the prize pool was. I don't quite remember what the prize pool was, because it really wasn't fun to watch, honestly.
And I mean, that's the big thing. Is it fun to watch? Fun to play. I know dropping down into a game, tense. Now PUBG, I can't get in. Ridiculously long, and the maps are way. But that's my opinion. I'm not into that right now. I think that from a viewer perspective, both these
New map's
games,
smaller, by the way. You might
PUBG,
like it.
I played it.
I haven't played it yet.
It's still huge. I feel like, with PUBG, it's just, it's not there. You get excited if you ever, even if you aren't a StarCraft player, if you've ever watched StarCraft 2, those intense BlizzCons, those IEMs, they are intense because it's one-on-one. Someone loses, someone wins. That's it. All right, there's not these weird scoring systems where we don't know who's gonna win. All right, he got this amount of kills in this round, but he didn't get this and this. Like, no other game is like that.
Yeah, I mean, just throwing it out there too. Like, the most successful, like you brought up, kind of pretty much there's 3 really successful esports. There's StarCraft 2 and the originals, obviously. There's Dota 2, and then there's League. Like, those 3 are most. There's the CS:GO. Sorry, I forgot. CS:GO.
I would say MOBAs. You could probably MOBAs, RTS, shooters.
But all of them, the most, like, it's a small amount of people you're following. You have one team against another team.
All right, Adam. I haven't heard from you in a bit. Let's hear your put on PUBG.
I was about to chime in anyways, so thanks for calling on me. I have to disagree with some of what you guys are saying about PUBG and other battle royales, in far as their watchability and their intense moments, because they have a broader appeal than any of the other esports games that have become popular, like nobody has to have played PUBG or Fortnite to understand what's going on. Like the concept of the battle royale and shooter has more of a mass appeal, and neither of them have really figured out how to make it a league or something that's like competitive, standardized on a regular basis. But if they do, I think that is a genre that has the potential to transcend just being entertaining for gamers and can actually be entertaining for a wider audience, because everybody knows last person alive. Everybody knows shoot, die, killed, whatever. Like you don't have to understand the intricacies of different abilities on different characters or different strategies and different units like StarCraft or League or something else. So I don't know how they're going to figure out to make it a league. I see it definitely having, appeal and working as a tournament style, but I'm not sure how they can figure out to make it a league and make it like a season thing, more like a regular sport.
That's a good point.
I'm sure there's some great minds. No, at least at Epic, there is some great minds. So I'm gonna switch over. Adam's got a really good point, and
No,
we just need
I
to give
definitely
it
see what
time.
Adam's saying
So
because from personal experience, Adam's wife like wants us to play battle royale games so she can watch us play, but she doesn't like watching WoW. She doesn't like watching League.
no,
She doesn't
no one
like
likes
watching
watching
anything.
WoW.
Exactly.
No
Let's
one
be real.
likes watching WoW. I don't like
No,
watching WoW.
I don't like watching WoW either. But yeah, she'd like want us to play PUBG when it was brand new, or H1Z1 before that, or whatever, because she liked watching it, and she doesn't like any of the games before or like any games after. So I see what he's saying, that it appeals to everyone. It's easy to follow.
So,
But the tournament system they got to figure out. I think that was most of our complaints. Really was the tournaments.
and the spectating. Too.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna watch the game where it's
I
fun?
guess the tournament, and then like if you can fix the tournament and then you can fix the bugs, because like I'm literally, you're watching someone shoot someone, like in the game you're watching someone shoot someone and them not dying. You're kind of like, any minute now maybe. But all right, so Epic.
Yeah. So Epic Games announced a couple weeks ago that they are gonna invest $100 million Fortnite esports. All right. So
Good.
I think Fortnite has
About an hour of earnings.
yeah. So yeah, a couple. I even when I play that game once every now and then, I'll buy that battle pass. $10. I have no problem with that type of transaction. I think that
It's a lot
battle
better than a lot of
passes
the other systems.
are a great way to put that into a free game. But I feel like this is the same problem with PUBG when it comes to a esports perspective of how are you going to watch this game. Like, there's so many different people, so many different teams that you want to watch. Let's say you are a TSM fan and the spectator is stuck on the optic guy or the phase guy or the I don't know, the CLG guy. Like, you want to watch TSM, right? Now if you're watching a MOBA, or if you're watching Counter-Strike, or if you're watching StarCraft, if you're watching anything like that, you'll be able to watch your team the whole time. All right. Now with Fortnite, you have what did they want to do? 20 teams of 4, right? Was that it? 25 teams of 4, something like that for this whole esports tournament. How they want to do it. Now, how are you going to watch 25 different teams follow those storylines for each one? Right?
Yeah, I mean, the one I was watching, there were 6 PUBG teams, and even that, you're kind of like, I was able to successfully follow 4 or 5, maybe.
16. Mind blowing. And then when it comes to Fortnite, it has more appeal than PUBG right now because it's appealing to more kids. They have just a lot more tight gameplay. They're a lot more on top of it when it comes to bug fixing, putting out content, switching ports. I mean, the port I played on my phone. I know the PUBG. Actually, the PUBG has a really good mobile app. I played that at
Oh,
work.
jeez.
Sorry, boss.
They have done the best job of any game ever of doing cross-platform play.
For
That is the
Fortnite?
coolest thing about Fortnite,
Yeah.
is the cross-platform with everything. I mean, there's some
Yep.
issues with PlayStation, but other than that, like
That's not
you
their
can
fault.
play with anybody on any platform. It's amazing.
I know I moved out, and I don't get to my brothers that much, but I'll play. I'll jump on PlayStation. Well, I'll jump on here on Fortnite and I'll play a game or him on his PlayStation. So that's a huge appeal. That's giving Fortnite this massive audience, and I mean, it's kind of natural. You play something so much, you want to get good at it, so you're gonna look at what are the pros doing. And now Epic has bankrolled the pros. They want to keep it to themselves. They're kind of doing the Overwatch League approach of just like, this is ours. All right, we're gonna keep it to us. This is our money. You guys can watch. So now,
Have you seen the Fortnite Fridays? Because that's a pretty different approach to esports tournaments in VRs. That might be interesting. I don't know if you know how it works.
Tell our viewers how they work, Sean.
So my understanding, I've just watched a bit. I haven't watched a ton, but you like sign up. You can do duos or squads or solos, and it creates brackets. So like, you and I are one team of a duo, and Adam and Cody are another duo. But you play, basically you just queue up within the normal game, and you play 2 games, and whichever team has the most kills out of those 2 games, they win that round, and then they go up to the next bracket. And so you've got 32 different teams or whatever. They're just basically playing normal games, and then you go to the next round with 16 teams, whatever. And so they're not actually playing against each other, which makes it interesting. But this is like every Friday they do Fortnite Fridays, and it's like a 20 grand prize pool every week.
All right. That is
So it's an interesting way to do it. And like, if you only want to watch Ninja, you just watch Ninja's stream and see the tournament from his perspective.
Yeah, PUBG has one coming up like that, Master Royale, and I think that's actually a really cool approach. Personally, is like integrating. That one also does like pros and random people.
Yeah, you
The
can
requirement
hop
is
in the
everyone
game
has
and
to
maybe get
stream.
matched up against the pro in the tournament that you're watching or whatever.
Exactly. And everyone on this one, everyone has to stream, so that way you are able to follow. So you're, if you're like, I'm a TSM this fan, you can be like, okay, well, I'm going to follow this exclusively, and you're kind of able to,
so this perspective I'm gonna watch.
Exactly.
All right.
Now that can be that's like, oh, the first 5 minutes, let me just like watch him open.
Well, I mean,
9
seeing his
doors.
reaction, seeing that stuff, a lot of people still like that. I mean, people will
Yeah,
go
that's
gaga over those videos of players of their screen, like every now and then, like a out of like what the Chinese players are doing in their play, and it'll show their exact like how they're clicking, and it's awesome to look at. It really is. It's really cool, and I mean, I like watching those videos too.
As
Like,
a
what did he
player,
do to do this? I'm seeing that as a
as a
spectator.
player, that's appealing. Like if you are like someone like Adam's wife, then you're kind of like, I don't care. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
That I could see both sides of that spectrum though, and like maybe there are multiple like different broadcasts. I think there's, I guess we kind of nailed on it. There's a better way to do it. Just nailing down exactly like
Yeah, it's a different approach, and it's interesting and fun to play in probably because anyone can sign up for these tournaments. But it doesn't really work like to have the world championship and people are just queuing into random matches.
Yeah,
There's no landing against each other.
you're absolutely
Okay.
right.
It's an interesting approach to esports though.
All right. So my biggest gripe with Fortnite and PUBG, how will they ever consistently do lands with this? Because I think it'll just cost an obscene amount of money just to do one land. Just from like a financial point, I know these are the biggest games right now. These are the biggest games, but League was the biggest game. 4 years ago in season 3, it was getting 300,000 plus viewers every single LCS match in the regular season. So let's say this goes on, they invest all this money into it, and then start dropping down slowly. Viewership starts dropping down. How are they going to
PUBG's already dropping down.
I know, it's already
Like,
dropping down. So how are
you
they going
know-
to bankroll 100 different computers, 100 different players, 100 different hotels, hotel rooms?
I
Guess we'll
mean,
share, but-
how you do that is that, I mean, they're doing it now. So the Star Series, the Star League in Starlighter, I'm sorry, it is LAN based, and you know, obviously the way you get the computers is sponsors. You know,
Yeah.
you have sponsors come and you know they provide it, and it's really common. The hotel rooms. Unfortunately, like a lot of these teams, just like in League, like they're gonna run in negative of millions of dollars until something changes. You know,
For exposure.
exactly it. I mean, it's crazy what people will spend on this. And you know, with I'm a market, so my is ROI. Like every time I see or hear about like how much they're spending versus how much they're bringing in, like you know, I just cringe. I'm like how can you how is that a business model? And it's the Silicon Valley business model, right? Like you're only in the red until someone gives you a valuation that changes that. And so, you know, esports is still, as much as it's grown and you know, with StarCraft kind of bringing it up from like really infancy, and then League expanding it even further, and then Overwatch also stepping in to kind of bring a new model that works well. I still think we are very early into this, and you know, it's going to be a while, I think, but like mainstream.
I think in like another generation, maybe 2, esports will be bigger than sports.
I think in
I
another generation,
think
esports will be big. I don't know how long until sports
I
will be bigger than
think that
sports.
a lot of sports are. I know with a lot of the parents are pushing kids out of football right now, and viewership of football is down because of all the concussion stuff, and kids, you know, they're scared to do that.
Oh, I mean,
Viewership for like every sport is down.
Basketball,
viewership
basketball's
in
up.
NFL
Basketball
down
is
with
up.
the
Is it up?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
last I saw it
But
was going down.
basketball
I guess
has
the
been
finals-
other than the finals has. But before we jump into the real sports versus esports, that is a whole different episode.
Yeah.
The consensus of this Fortnite PUBG sport thing, give it time. Give it time to grow.
Mhm.
We shouldn't, even though I want to, we shouldn't shit on it immediately.
Even though we did.
Gotta be
Even though I
reformed.
don't like the games, it's still, everyone plays them for a reason, because they have a mass appeal to everyone about being the last man standing, being the one true king. of
Undisputed
that game.
champion.
The chicken dinners.
Fox
All right.
hero.
Now,
Gotta get
that'll-
that chicken dinner.
we got to segue into our chicken dinners and game theory. I wanted to add this section in just because it's always fun to look at how people approach a game, how you want to win. Now, I approach a game going, if it's not an RPG, going, how do I become the best person possible at this game? How do I win? How do I deal with not getting destroyed by some random person who's probably not as good as me, even though he killed me? I'm still better than him, right?
Yep.
Now, I think this is such a good topic for this stream because we have two very different sides of mindsets, and we have John and myself side, which is ragey, and we just have this like uppity view of the gaming world where we're just better. We know we're better, and we expect to win every single time. And when we don't win, we're just mad and we're
Our
salty.
teammates' fault.
It's
And
either
it's
the
our teammates.
games
It's
or
the
the
game's fault.
teams.
It's the teammates' fault.
Flag. Bug.
Flag. Something's
man.
fault.
You
It's
guys,
scared.
why don't you pull up that note card? I know everything, you know.
So I want to hear it from Adam. I want to hear what Adam does because Adam is the calmest person I've ever played a game with. I don't know how he deals with us. I don't know how he's ever dealt with me. He's never been mean to me. He's never done anything to me. I have been a total asshole, and Adam stays calm. So how do
I
you do
mean,
it, Adam?
in general, I'm just pretty laid back and just kind of take things as they are. But when I play games, I'm number one playing to have fun, and yeah, I also want to win, but that's not always my primary concern. So that right there is probably the biggest difference in my mindset to like Jake's and John's is winning is not the end all be all to me. Um, I'm more so always trying to have fun, trying to improve. And my dog is dying.
That's a dog.
Oh
In
my
the
god.
background.
Is your wife
Sorry
okay?
about that. I just kicked her out of my office and shut the door.
The dog's
so-
dying, kick her out.
My wife will deal with her. Uh, so yeah, that's for me. I'm always like, when I lose, just try to learn how to improve and how to not lose the next time. And I always understand that there's a degree of chance and luck in games. And even if I'm the most skilled, I'm not always going to beat my opponent because there's, in the majority of games we play, there's things like the crits and dodges, and there's latency issues and ping differences, and there's all these kinds of different things. So I just know that it's not always a level playing field. It's not always the best person wins, and I can get them next time.
I'm just glad to know that it's not a lack of ego. It's just accepting the circumstances. I know, even though I'm better than the other person, I may not win.
Right? Yeah.
So
You
I'll
know,
say that
Because we're always the best person loading. You never
Always.
think to yourself, man, these guys are a lot better than me. I hope I have a good time today.
See
It's
Diamond
right.
Board
Alright.
instantly boosted.
all right. These scrubs
I'll,
are about
I'll
to
tack
get.
on to what Adam
destroyed.
said there. Like, I'm pretty similar in real life. Like, I'm pretty laid back and go with the flow, whatever. Same like Adam, but the difference with me and Adam, like, I
Is
also play to
polar.
have fun, but for me, for me, losing is not fun. It is super frustrating, and then I get mad.
Losing is
Like, it's very hard for me to have fun in a game when we're just getting shit on. Like,
Yeah, I get that. It is not. It's not. It's not fun to lose. You know who people? It's like if you are enjoying yourself losing, then you're a loser.
oh my god.
No,
by
nobody
definition, I
enjoys
guess.
losing.
Oh, no one. Go
Like,
ahead.
I can't.
I would be
can't handle that.
interested. What I mean, kind of, John, hearing like your counter, like out of everything Adam said, like kind of going polar to polar there, like what. So that's how Adam views it. How do you view it
How do you
differently?
view taking on a game that
Yeah, like getting into it, and then also like
you're loading up
that
a game,
chance of like, how do you view the luck or the RNGesus of games?
you got you're rolling Overwatch. You're loading up.
Yep.
You're going solo queue because you're crazy.
Because you hate yourself.
Yeah, because you're a masochist. You're loading up. You get to play Soldier or McCree or Widow, or wherever you play Hanzo, Genji.
Yep.
What is your mindset into winning that game?
So I have one key difference. I would say Adam just kind of accepts that sometimes you come out on the bad side of RNG, whereas I think like if I'm good enough, I should be able to win all these RNG mechanics anyway. It doesn't matter if he gets a crit and dodges my attack. I should be able to outskill him.
I'm same. I think that you look at you can get it at a little bit extreme point, but if you look at Faker in League of Legends,
Yeah.
he had, I guess now he's kind of fallen down a bit, but they were unstoppable for a few years. Okay?
Yeah.
2 years of being absolutely unstoppable with crit, RNG, patch changes, all this stuff. Like, how are you gonna You
I mean,
think
you
they?
also have to remember though, like there's 5. Like generally, you're 1 or 2 people watching the rest of your team feed. Like I'll acknowledge it. You are, especially when me and Adam duo, and you just see that an enemy or an ally has been slain, an ally has been slain, an ally has, and you just look and you have to deal with that later. Like it's not going away. Like how do you? I guess
So
how do you react to
how do
that?
you? So when stuff starts to get tough, how do you deal with winning? So
Yeah, when it's something completely out of your control, a completely
I
different lane.
when I played League, I took the Hearthstone approach of climbing the ladder, and it worked. If the game was going bad, move on. Surrender and move on. Now,
Oof.
when
Oof.
listen, before I met you guys, I played Black Ops. I had a amateur level. I made money playing. All right, and I was a diehard. I only want to win, but I was also 13 years old or however whenever Black Ops came out. 15. I think it was 15. Yeah, 15. I was 15. That was right after Modern Warfare 2, right? Yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
Black Ops
came
came
out
out.
in 2010.
Yeah. So I was 15. Um. So when Black Ops came out, I was a diehard. I want to win, right? Because I just want to win. So I kept playing. I got there's this website that came out. It's called Game Dunzo, and you go into tournaments and they give you money, and they made money off advertisements. And if you wanted to buy into tournaments, you could do that. So I won my first free tournaments, and then I used that money to buy into a tournament, and I just made money off of that. But I did it by just being a diehard for my team. Like, all right, we got to do this, this, and this. So sometimes it's just like when you're down, you got to take over. You got to know what you have to do to win. You got to say, all right, you need to do this and you need to do this. And sometimes I'm in the games now, I'm just too upset to be able to, like, all right, dummy, go over here and do this. Ping, 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 ping. I I don't want to do that. I should be able to play my own game, not have to control other people. But you have to.
Yeah.
You have to be a
Yeah,
team player. You have to be a
That's
leader
part of
on your
any
team.
game.
You have to be a leader. If you're not a leader, you're gonna lose more. So
If you're not a leader, you're a loser.
not a leader, you're a loser. Donald Trump.
Oh boy. I guess then, like, if I don't mind, I would say I'm like the median. I am not as laid back as Adam. Adam is like the far end of the spectrum, but I
He's
am
the dude. The dude
yeah.
abides.
And I am far more laid back, but I still have the ultra competitive side. I know because like I do things, and like when I'm playing with Adam, and I'm like, oh boy, that was bad. Like that was a little. There was a little John came out there, and
Little John.
Oh, that was my favorite when you say stuff like that.
I'll ask him. I was like, what did I? I was like, did I just say a little bit of like something John would say? You're like, a little bit. And I would say for me when I go into it like I'm like ultimate optimist in every aspect of my life. So I go into a game and I'm like, how could we lose? Except for when I look at team comps and occasionally I'll tell Adam, I'm like, oh god, the enemy team looks so scary. But I mean, even with that, like ultimately, I'm like, all right, focus on the positives of my lane and all that. And but then I'll catch myself like, if we die, I tend to like have that 3-second window of tilt where I'm like, what the? Okay, let it go. And then, plus I'll kind of have Adam too, just the classic, that was unlucky.
Adam has a sigh.
What builds up for me is those 3 seconds they build up. Like
Mine is a lot longer.
what I hate is like it's mostly just lag at the end of the day. Like I'll go around a corner on my screen, I'm behind the corner, and then I'm dead outside of the corner. It's like that's
been-
not what's on my screen.
John,
How can I
yeah.
die to
I
that?
think
We've been hearing this since 2011,
Yeah.
John. All right,
I know.
John,
I know.
we know you're clipping, okay?
That's like
it's
that's the
always
biggest
that's
thing.
not how it happened on my screen.
It's not okay.
Oh my gosh! And I think part of
Sometimes
the
I just wish I saw John's.
Yeah, can we get
reason,
John's
Please.
screen,
you
please?
could just only stream. I think like part of the reason me and Adam are a lot more laid back too is like I've accepted like once I especially when I had kids, but like when I started dating Heather, like I just accepted like I'm garbage and maybe I'm not that bad, but like I'm not good at the game. I can accept it and know it's reality, and so when something happens, I'll just me and Adam will kind of have that pause after we like overcommitted bot lane 2v2 and we just got smashed when we were winning lane and it just kind of messed everything up, and I'll just we'll both be quiet and I'll be like, man, we're bad. I was like, how did that happen? And like ultimately I just laugh and I start making jokes, and then I just start like trash talking Adam about how he is at the game. And
See, it's when I do it, I'm toxic. Cody does it. He's funny. It's just
I
Just
do.
because when you do it, you're actually like mean about it.
Okay, this is. I'm gonna give you
Whoa.
guys. I'm gonna give you guys perspective. So me trash talking Adam is like, all right. Oh God. Well, what are we gonna do here, Adam? I know I can't count on you because you're worth shit. So what am I gonna do to make up for this? And I'm laughing. I'm laughing the whole time, and this is me when I first met Jake Gilliam, the League of Legends player.
well, we played Call of Duty together.
Hold on the way. Okay, I was good at Call shit at, and I was not even bronze, not even level 30, and this is on his way to diamond, Jake Gilliam, and I'm trying to play bot lane, and literally this is me.
I feel so bad about all this.
I missed a Sona R that could have won us the game. Jake Gilliam's reaction, everybody. What the fuck just happened? I can't even do it. Did you throw that right there? There was 2 people. We were in a 5v5. You hit their support and their top laner. Do you have a brain? Have you played this game before? I can't believe that just happened. Oh my god, what do we do from here? We can't win. /FF, everybody.
So the funniest thing about this is Cody trying to reenact a Gilly rage is still like 50% of the rage.
I can't scream yell the way Jake used to because my kid's asleep. It's 10 o'clock. If I scream yell,
I am so sorry. I was like, I'm an asshole.
He achieved pitches of rage that are still.
You guys, I don't
difficult.
think you guys had to deal with Mythic Raid Leader Jake.
Oh, I did.
I did.
A couple times.
I raided with you once.
That was hilarious.
It was a lot more stressful because the
That
thing
was a
was
lot funnier.
because here's the thing: I took on myself to be the raid leader, the GM, the person who gets everyone to
Are
do.
you talking more WAD or Legion?
I'm talking WAD right now.
Oh, okay.
You guys got the
you guys
easy
played
part.
with him in Legion, which that was
Legion.
that was a
I-
mythic.
I did a
Legion,
little bit
I
of
was
WAD.
not in charge. Legion, I got mad because I wasn't in charge. Because I'm guys need. I don't want this. And WAD, I took it on myself. It's because I cared so much about us succeeding, and I think that's why I really rage because I care. I want to win. I want everyone to win with me. I don't want to lose. I don't want people to lose. But when I had to do, we would raid 3.5 hours a night, 3 nights a week. So that's 10.5 hours a week. Like, that's a lot. And when
Not
people
including
show,
prep.
not including, so when people show up and are just fucking idiots, I get mad, and I had some of the worst rages. I was really smart about how I built this guild because I know I had to do this. Like, all right, I know. So I made all of my officers for the guild the nicest like people ever.
You had 4
Ever.
Adams.
I had 4 Adams, and they were all there to support me, and they would just. It was like, you know, that Key and Peele skit where he's like the Obama rage
Yeah.
translator. It's like the opposite of that. Like, I was the raging guy, and then it was like, I think his name was Oak. Um, he was one of our tanks. He would just go, yeah, what Games is trying to say is that we really need to do this better and this and this. I'm just like, you guys are all terrible. Are you kidding me? I would like kick people from the raid if they messed up once. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this. We've been doing this fight forever. Can't do it.
Yeah, we have our reformed and our almost reformed. And I mean, I just remember getting yelled at, and I was a pretty stubborn person, and I was bad at the time, and I refused to accept I was bad. I just wasn't level 30 yet. That's what the difference was, and it got pretty ugly sometimes. Then, and John used to be pretty close to like where I'm at. Like he kind of got competitive sometimes, but he like wasn't.
I'd say most of the time I'm pretty casual, chill, but like
in League, John, you're pretty chill. I've never had.
Oh, in League, he's the worst.
What? In League, he's
in
been
League.
fine. In any shooter, it's the worst. Any shooter,
Okay.
you just hear
It's-
clipped,
it's-
clipped, lag, clipped, clipped,
yeah,
lag.
that's my weakness is lag. But yeah,
In League, I
but
can
I
deal
do
with it.
have my tilt moments more frequently than you do, Cody.
Yeah.
But
John is the
I'm
John has
definitely-
the 3-second.
It goes
Tilt.
1, 2, 3, 4 steps of like rage.
Yeah.
How it's set
I
up.
will say, Jake has improved a lot. Like he used to like, I don't know if he knows, but we used to call you like the guy who rages. Like my dad knows you as my friend who rages. Like everyone knows you as the
Yeah, I
person
get
who
that.
rages.
Hence the Twitch
Hence the Gilly
tag.
rages. Yeah,
Twitch tag. Yeah,
Man.
but you've been a lot better lately.
I'm just. I think it was. I just got into games because I liked winning.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why I really got into it, because like it's not a sport, but I can still be competitive. So
And
when I played
most of the
sports,
time-
I was an asshole too. When I played,
Oh boy.
it was bad. I
could only
That was-
imagine being on a sports team with you.
asked my basketball team. Oh man, for football.
Oh, boy.
The one you
I
coach?
would say one thing though that
Oh yeah.
Gilly mentioned that I would say me and Adam are also on the other end of the spectrum is, when you start to lose a game, you're like, the way you grinded it out is you just move on to the next one, you forfeit, and you focus on the next game. And we're probably like your worst enemies, because me and Adam are like the duo.
Oh, and I've been in
that'll
games with you
ruin.
guys.
And,
We've been in 5-mans, and there's been 2 people that don't surrender, and I know exactly who they are.
and but like I'm always the guy that like, just finish the game. Just
I get
I
that.
get like when you're grinding and you're playing it out, like you got to go on to the next one. It helps your mindset. It helps that. But for me, like that's how my mind is. Like I just want to play the game.
I get that, because with now, when I have less time to play, and less time, I want to be able to just play it out. Maybe I get this great comeback. I think that's why I'm liking Heroes so much. It doesn't let you surrender, and I've had great comebacks.
Yeah.
I thought you could.
I can't. In
Even-
League, when I played League, I would play League for all day, all night, all the time. That was it.
Does. Well, I mean, even if like for me, even if I know like, all right, comeback's done, like you got a 24-1 Zed, or you're playing a PUBG a PUBG game, and you've got a pistol, and there's like 40 people left, and you're running to the circle, and you're probably not going to make it. Like I have such a small window of time to play games. Like I play the game because I don't know if I'm going to get, like, because who knows how long a game can last. And that's kind of why I moved to games like Divinity or you know, haven't really been playing League so much, but like getting back into MMOs because you can control how much time really goes into it. You can you can have that hard stop line. Yeah.
That's I think I'm the same now with WoW. I think really WoW is just gonna be my game. At this point, getting really bored of heroes. I don't so like WoW I think WoW has a good mindset for most gamers, lack of time.
I can see both sides. Like, if I'm in a ranked game and MMR is on the line, like, I want to finish it out. Like, I'd rather, have the chance of winning than guarantee a loss by forfeiting. And that's like Overwatch League, whatever. But if I'm just like grinding honor on WoW, I'm like, stop turtling in defense on Alterac Valley. Just go to offense, either win or lose, but do it in 15 minutes. Don't make this a 50-minute game.
I can agree
Love
with that.
turtling on AB.
Oh,
I think it's so much fun. Well, wait. This
if
is
you're on defense, it's fun holding the bridge or whatever.
Getting into AV in a random battleground nowadays, it's literally just a one team races. They both race. It's just a race. It's not fun. When like I can convince like 9 people to like, all right, we're gonna stop them here. Watch this, and like playing some defense on the towers. I mean, you help your team win because they're not going back. They're gonna just keep zerging away. They're like that little defense in the back.
I'd say like I also
I'm playing
play...
the map how it's supposed to be played.
You're not wrong, but like when it's like we're not gonna win, like we can't. Let's speed it up. I'm accepting my loss.
I'm the same with like whether it's or even if and you're like we're not downing the boss. It doesn't matter if we try this 3 more times. Like it's not happening. I don't want to spend the time trying 3 more boss attempts. That's my.
Oh man,
Let's burn another 8 sets of consumables. Like we don't have the gear. It doesn't matter.
I don't know if I can agree with that as for the rate I've done. I think when it comes to thing, I don't think downing the boss is great, but it's another thing about the journey. Sounds cheesy, but like getting that group
I think
together,
it depends a lot on
getting
the boss,
everyone to click, and then coming back the next week after 100 tries on that boss, downing it your first attempt, that is amazing.
Yeah,
I think
that's one of the best.
Yeah, it is.
And that depends. That depends on the boss. Like in modern Mythic raiding, it's kind of more learning the fight, doing the mechanics right. But like if you're like on Classic WoW and you're on Patchwork and you simply don't have the gear to do it, like let's not pound our head wasting consumables. We don't have the gear.
Yeah, we're getting one shot. We don't need to get one shot 10 times to know, like, the tank's not going to survive.
That's a little different, I feel like, because, like...
Yeah. I play more vanilla WoW as well with John.
Vanilla is, for the mechanics in the fights, are a lot less stream, I guess, than
WoW
After
fights. Having played, Mythic raiding and Emerald Nightmare, that's kind of all I played for Legion. Like, pretty much every vanilla is a tank and spank in comparison. Yeah. But I mean, you also have a ton of different tools to deal with mechanics and stuff. So.
Right. Now, when it comes to your favorite game you're playing right now for PvP, I'm gonna give you guys each of them explain how you win. John, favorite PvP right now.
Hang on, pick me last.
Cody, your favorite PvP game right now?
I'd say my favorite PvP game right now, probably Final Fantasy. I haven't quite gotten into the PvP. Just playing an MMO again feels good, and like knowing what you can do and like kind of theory crafting all over again from a fresh perspective. It's a lot of fun. It's.
So you roll into the do they have like battlegrounds or duels or
like I said, I honestly I don't know what the PvP looks like, but like I know what all the classes do, and I'm working my way to get to PvP. So kind of like theory crafting what the PvP can be like, and it's like you said, the journey again. Like it's theory crafting classes and like counters and what you can do and what you would do if you were in this scenario. It's fun. It's fun. I like that's my part
learning
of
everything over.
yeah, a fresh game.
Yeah, awesome. I get that a lot. A lot of games. Now, Adam, how about you? Best PvP game?
Recently,
How
what
are you gonna win the game?
I've been playing League recently, and how I win the game is I support Cody and set up the plays for him, get him fed.
Right.
Get me fed, rip.
Lead Cody. That is
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of PvP games that I play. I often play support and play more so helping other people make the kill or get the goal, score the point, whatever. I always kind of
Genuine team player.
yeah. I mean, no, I love to be the guy that gets the kill and gets the point as well. But it seems like in general, most other people don't have the right mindset to play support, and they wind up trying to still try to get the kills
Be
and get
the
the glory.
hero.
So I tend to play a lot of support roles because I think that I'm well suited for it. It fits naturally for me. I'm okay with letting other people get the points. So that's what I do in PvP games, if that's a thing.
Adam raises his team to another level. When Adam's
Rising
on your team,
tide.
everyone is just happier. No one has to be that support player. Adam brings a mindful thinking to support, not just, oh man, I got autofilled to support, darn it. It actually plays it how it should be
I'm gonna
played.
play Ash support and try to carry.
Yeah,
I
DPS
definitely
that down,
have
man.
never done that ever. How about you, John?
So I've been ranking on Vanilla WoW. So I guess that would be my favorite right now. 'Cause that's what I'm playing the most. And I would say playing the flag or the objective, how to win.
So, play the objective, play the point of the game. Don't just go for kills, right?
That's the best way to win. Yeah. Get on the card if you're on Overwatch or whatever.
So, no Team Slayer, no
No
I mean, that's
94
OBJ.
more said.
more
BJ
fun.
player.
yeah. I mean, playing
But
the objective is kind of like what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
you play for what's actually going to win the game. What's not like not exactly what's best for you, but what's going to win for your team. And that's the same thing. Play the objective is a lot more
I also
important.
say that now while I'm still gearing up. Once I get rank 14, I'll probably just go graveyard camp and work better.
Yeah, that sounds right. I have a little more, maybe a little less team aspect point of winning. I know I've been playing Heroes of the Storm a lot lately, and that's been my go-to PvP game. I've had the most success climbing in that game, just locking in whatever I feel like I'm going to win with. So if Zeratul open, I'm locking him in. Genji's open, locking him in. We need a healer? I don't care. We'll play without one. They're actually pretty weak right now, so we can get away without playing a healer. So I will lock in whatever character I know I can put out the most damage with. I can clear waves the best with. And I can carry the game as much. I know
that was
that
like the original solo
4 other people on my team suck because they're in my rank, and I'm ranked lower than I should be right now. I'm in Diamond 2 in Heroes. That's horrible. So I'm going to play Genji, and I'm going to play Zeratul. I'm going to win out. And I'm going to stick D2 because the season ends tonight, and I got work tomorrow. So I gotta wait another 3 months to get my master's back. But yeah, I think my aspect is I know I'm better. I know what I have to do to win the game. I know that chances are the 4 other people on my team are probably not that good. So I know I'm going to be able to do what they're doing better.
It's interesting getting a perspective. Yeah, like because usually I'm the one that's like, oh, like, we need to. And like Adam said, like, generally I play healing roles or like supporting roles. So, playing like an ADC in League is kind of out of my element, but I enjoy it anyway. Usually when I catch someone in like they get all the auto-filled jungle, let's say, and they're like, we're like, oh, we don't have a tank top or mid or bot or anything. Man, we should have a tank. Would you mind going Sejuani or something? And they're like, feeling Nocturne. I'm gonna get in their face. And you're like, but I mean, it could be multiple different games, like right, like Vanilla WoW. It's like, okay, we need a flag runner, and someone's like, I'm just here to, farm up honorable kills, and you're kind of like, but it's interesting to hear like the alternate, right? Like it's one thing to hear, like, see someone type in chat, I'm smurfing, I'm master. I know this is time, like,
No,
they
never are.
They're never
They're
really.
lying.
But I mean, but hearing a perspective like from the opposite, right? Like I accept like worse than the rank I am. The only reason I'm at where I'm at is because me and Adam are doing versus someone who's like, I should be higher.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do what is best for me to get to that point.
I mean,
Yeah, no, it was funny you said classic solo queue player there when he said he picks what he wants, but it's not really like necessarily selfish if like that's the best chance the team has to win.
I've been carried by people like that. I've been
like
so I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been meta slave, only pick the god tier picks.
Let me play
whatever. And I've also been just play what you're good at because that's what you're gonna play the best as, and that's our best chance to win. And I think that's the better approach.
I have played with that, and I don't think a gold main player is going to be better than when I'm stuck supporting him as, I don't know, Tarek or something. Like, what am I going to... I'm going to stun someone, I guess, or I'm going to make him invulnerable. Actually, he dies before he's invulnerable, so because he queued into the whole team. Or I'm gonna go, I'm gonna play a hero that I've played a lot of, and even though I'm at a support, I'm gonna win as that, and that's where you get your Lee Sin supports, your Playmaker supports, your Jarvan supports that can really carry before the whole random role swap, since we're ending in those cheesy supports that get a lot of kills and can carry a game by themselves, because it's going to be really hard to carry a game as some of the low
I played a lot of like Annie support for a while when that was first a thing.
Yeah, like stuff like that. And sorry, you go.
No, I was just thinking, like, what's interesting is like with a MOBA or a strategy game like that, this is the case. Whereas when you're playing more like, a battle royale, like you don't have this supportive role, right? Like you are your hero. Like if your team makes it or not, really, it's up to you until the moment you die.
Well, I know I'd counteract that when you say this is not like that in every shooter. Kind of with battle royale, but I feel like even then you still have like someone that's gonna sit back. You're gonna still have someone that's like good at like f***ing around, kinda. Someone that's alright, where all loot boxes are, stuff like that with team comps. And then, but you have like a pod. You'd probably have an objective player. You'd have a player, stuff like that. Roles. So, I mean,
yeah, but I feel like generally at the end of the either
a little bit there.
Oh, I was like, ultimately though, it's like either you kill the enemy or you get the objective. Whereas like when you're playing a support role, it's like you said, I'm gonna stun. I'm gonna mitigate damage. Like it's a very different feeling. Like I would say there's a lot more reward in killing someone or getting an objective. Whereas like unless you proactively seek to play support, you're saying you don't feel a lot of reward stunning an enemy or making your teammate invulnerable.
Alright. I just get what you're saying. There's definitely less supportive roles in the battle royale game. So more just kill or be killed.
Yeah, see enemy, call it out for the best of the team, and take the shot if you. Whereas support, you can't take the shot.
Yeah.
Or I guess Adam, have you ever taken the shot?
Have you ever taken the shot as Janna? Fielded someone?
Just
Good.
flash ult, man.
Zephyr W them.
I've seen Adam 1v1 some pretty impressive 1v1 Janna plays. It's actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah, people definitely will underestimate how much damage a support can do, and I've taken advantage of that quite a few times. But yeah, I mean, battle royale games, there's not a lot of supporting. I mean, it is much more. Everybody has to have their own shots and their own things that they do. So, that's a game where I take on more of trying to just be more observant, more vocal, call out things, look for things, stuff like that, other than just doing the shooting. But there's still ways to support your team, even in shooters.
I would say kind of in between games would be Realm Royale and then Overwatch. They're kind of spell based like MOBAs, but they're also shooter skill based like Counter Strike.
All right. I think we've gone over our time a little bit. Trying to get this show seeing where we're at when we have. I think we can wrap this up as our show. I think it went well. I was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, I enjoyed the discussion.
Yeah, I think we need to
We will.
get this more often.
We need to. We'll be back again next week, Monday, 9 EST. Right, guys?
Absolutely. See you
All
there.
right.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
You've got, I would say, do shout outs, but I don't think any of us have really social media to shout out unless you guys do.
Follow me on Twitch, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't prep anything, so I'll probably give it to you next week.
All right. Yeah, we'll see you next week, guys. This is Gilly signing out from Reformed Gamers. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
But yeah.
Bye.